There's this dude, he would be commenting on my YouTubes all the time. I don't trust most people that comment on my YouTube because I know my channel is probably shadow banned. In fact, when I was going to try to respond to this person's comments, it said something like can't comment because restricted mode is on. And I had looked into that, and apparently, the network administrator can restrict your YouTube or whatever the deal is if they feel it's harmful to people. So a lot of times I'll look on my channel, I'll see, oh, there's no views, whatever the deal is. And I'm not popular or anything, so I'm not expecting tons of views, but I feel as though something's off with the situation because, there will at least be a few views all the time. So anyway, moving forward, this guy, I mean, I assumed he was some kind of Freemason or some kind of witch, but I thought like the longer I talked to him, maybe I could convince him of Christ. But then he kept coming to me with all this antichrist stuff, and this has been over months. And so he recently did that like today, and just I asked the Father to reveal him, and it started to get into like some divination stuff. So ended up blocking him, but I felt very strongly in the spirit that I was being attacked. Um, like it was kind of crazy, and then literally like the whole thing happened with the network administration, and I don't know, it was like he could comment but I couldn't comment. And I've had this sort of thing happen with my phone before, as well as the phone shutting off or like an app closing by itself, because Satan, he rules technology. God has authority over everything, but Satan is the one that gave all this technology to man. And so he can basically do with it what he wants for the most part. I mean, if God doesn't, God allows it. We'll put it that way. Um, it's for His will, and He'll use it for His purposes. But it wasn't God who gave man all these things. It's Satan teaching people. Um, so yeah, that's. I had one time I was sitting and eating in a restaurant. Excuse me, and this satanic looking couple walked in, like they had satanic tattoos and everything, and my phone just like turned black and like all this static came on it and it never recovered. And I knew it was because of them. So yeah, he can have control over those things. It's just crazy. But the craziest part about today was after I had removed that dude, I knew I was being attacked spiritually. The car next to me literally turned on by itself. And I've had situations where things turn on or turn off by themselves, lights especially, because it's a sign of demonic presence around. I don't know if it's the devil trying to scare somebody or whatever the deal is, but there seems to be a pretty strong connection between the electrical and technological system and demons. They seem to know how to use it in some kind of way. I remember there was this video of this microwave and somebody had put a Nokia in it, and literally, like, it started sparking and that kind of thing and foaming. Like, I don't know. Whatever this foam was literally looked like a demon. Like, it was creepy. And I wouldn't be surprised if there aren't like demons in these phones and demons like in TVs and all that kind of stuff, because, I mean, that is their system type deal. They monitor people, they use divination. I think they're putting things in the food so that when people eat it, they can have some kind of control over them, some kind of. Because I'll think things and then it'll show up on like my Facebook feed or on my YouTube feed. And I'm not saying them out loud. So how do you know what I'm thinking and you're putting it on there? And I think it's coming from either some technology they have or the food that we're eating that has some kind of something in it in which is giving them, allowing them to have access to you to use that information. And I think this is what the whole meta thing is about, to be honest. But instead of them, trespassing like they're doing now, you're going to give them consent to use it. And possibly, even considering the fact that meta is meta right now, we possibly have already given them consent because we're still using that platform. So, very intriguing things going on. But I remember before I came to Christ, there was a guy, he called himself a vampire. And I said, okay, whatever. The whole thing with people today now is don't judge anything ever. And because of that mentality, there's a lot of wickedness going on in the world, and people are just allowing anything and everything to get into their eye gates and into their ear gates and to penetrate their mind and their hearts. And so I said, okay, whatever. If you want to be that, you can, not realizing that that spirit of a vampire is a real thing. And so one of the things that he said was there is a, what did he say, a web of sorts. Basically, he was saying there is some kind of electrical thought web that everybody's kind of interconnected in. And I know there was a better way, like there was one word for it, but I can't remember what he said. but, but what I got from it was all these people could talk to each other through thoughts or whatever the deal is. But what it really is like divination. I mean, the demons in them are connecting with the demons in the other person. That's why before I came to Christ, like I was like, these people are telepathic, and they were coming in the room trying to read my mind and all that kind of stuff. And then when I started reading the Psalms in my head, this one guy started going off, one of these telepathic people, because that word of God is literally a sword that will cut back whatever demons that they have. And so he got irritated and got up and left. That was just reading in my mind. But yeah, so all these things are connected. We're eventually probably going to have to get off all this technology stuff. I personally am looking forward to it. I don't think it's normal. I think that God is going to take us back to a point where we're not even going to be involved with all this, because it's causing Satan to have greater power over people. I mean, how long do we spend on our phones all day looking at stupid stuff that just defiles our minds, like a lot of time? And even when, people are always talking about, oh, don't force your religion on people. But I get on Facebook and I'm like, Cardi B's in my face, and Kim Kardashian's in my face, and LGBTQ's in my face. It's like, no, you're forcing your religion, which is basically Satanism and New Ageism, on other people. It's all everywhere I turn. It's everywhere I turn. I'm in a Christianity group, and there's a bunch of inordinate affection supporting people in the group. And they literally are coming into the group telling us how we should think, how we should behave, what's Christian. And I'm like, have you read the Bible? No, you have not read the Bible. So how are you going to tell me what God is saying in his own word when you have not read it? And then you're going to complain because I'm forcing my religion on you in a Christian group, that you came to force your beliefs on me. So it's just craziness right now. And it's getting worse, unfortunately, because people really are becoming lovers of selves and haughty in their own minds and all sorts of things that are just against God. And it's a noticeable difference right now. So stay prayed up, wear your spiritual warfare armor, test the spirits. That's a very important thing to do right now. And you guys be blessed. Have a good one. Bye.